The Three Bully Goats. Now, you might have read stories before about the Three Billy Goats, but these are bully goats by Leslie Kimmelman and illustrated by Will Terry. So they're bullies, huh? What is going to happen because of that? Once upon a time, there were three bully goats, gruff, rough, and tough. There they are. They're not exactly smiling, are they? Not very happy. They're too busy being gruff, rough, and tough all that. They had a good thing going, grazing day after day in a big grassy meadow next to a rushing river. They were such big bully goats that no one dared come too near, even though there was plenty of meadow to share. "We don't share," Tough growled at the other animals. So, everything was cool, except the three bully goats weren't happy. Now, why would they not be happy? Oh, look at the scared bunnies right here. They all look very afraid. "Other side of the river looks better," complained Gruff. "The meadow's even grassier." "But how do we get there?" asked Ruff. "There's an ogre guarding that creaky old bridge." There's the bridge, and there's the ogre. Looks like he's fishing. Doesn't look too big, and he doesn't look too scary. "Just one ogre?" scoffed Tough. "Big deal. We're the three bully goats, Gruff, Rough, and Tough. We can take on one puny ogre." They're going to get really serious about this. Oh my. There's the ogre. He's fishing. Doesn't look very mean at all, does he? He's got a smile on his face. Doesn't look too big either. It's kind of hard to tell. Now the ogre that lived under the bridge was kind of puny. Oh, they were just going to say kind, but no, he was kind of puny. But he was cute too, and he was really nice. Not exactly a good trait for an ogre if you're going to guard a bridge. He was friends with everybody. That is, until those guys showed up. Chip chap, chip chap, chip chap. The smallest bully goat tossed his head and started across the river. There he goes. The other guys are watching. Here he comes. "Who's that coming across my bridge?" the ogre asked cheerfully. "It is I, Bully Goat Gruff," answered Gruff. "Who's asking?" Oh no. Little ogre had heard about the bully goats. His ears quivered, and his feet trembled. Ooh, and he pulled on a purple curl. I guess his hair gets curly when he's afraid. No, there's a curl there already. I don't know. Even the youngest of those three bully goats looked big and mean and scary. Keep going, please. Keep going." Little ogre whispered, crossing his warty green fingers, but no such luck. Exactly in the middle of the bridge, he heard the hoofsteps stop. Hoofsteps stop. That's hard to say, hoofsteps stop. The smallest bully goat stuck his face right down under the bridge. There he is, and he says, "You're the ogre?" He jeered. He's laughing. Oh my. Must be very upsetting to the ogre. He's a little guy. And the goat says, "I'm Gruff, and I mean I'm really gruff. And you? You're just a powder puff. Now stop squawking or I'll butt you from here to Brazil." Right now the soccer's going on in Brazil. Might be a free way of getting there. Maybe the ogre should take him up on that. Chip chap, chip chap, chip chap, chip chap. The bully goat, I should say, the bully goat continued across the bridge. Little ogre didn't even get a chance to tell him not to trample the wildflowers and to watch out for baby animals. Look, there's baby animals there. Oh no, he's hitting him with his head. Oh, at least he didn't stick him with the sharp horns. Let's see what happens. Sure enough, the smallest bully goat wasted no time in trampling the sweetgrass and chewing up the buttercups. Those little flowers. Those used to be my favorite when I was 5 or 6 years old. Then he butted a couple baby bunnies out of his way. Takes a brave bully goat to pick on little old bunnies. They look very frightened. Their eyes are big and round. Oh my. Let's see what happens, because there are 2 more goats waiting to get across. Meanwhile, trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap. The medium-sized bully goat trotted across the bridge, and he looked even bigger than his brother. He looked scarier, and he looked meaner. Little ogre took a deep breath. "Who's that coming across my bridge?" he asked. "Who wants to know?" snarled Ruff. "I'm just asking," stuttered the little ogre, "because I like to be friends." "Please." "Friends?" said the medium-sized bully goat. "I'm rough, and I mean I'm really rough. And you're just a powder puff. Now, stop squawking or I'll butt you from here to Brazil." Ooh, steam's coming out of his nose. And trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap. The bully goat crossed the bridge to the meadow on the other side. "Careful with the wildflowers and the baby animals!" little ogre called out after him softly. But Ruff wasted no time in trampling the sweet grass and chewing up the daisies. And then he butted 2 baby deer out of his way, and he went to join his brother. Bang, bang. He's mean. Those deer, they're so small compared to him. He's a great big bully goat. But that's what bullies do, isn't it? The ogre's very sad under the bridge. Little ogre began to cry. He had tried being friendly. He had tried being polite. Nothing had worked with those bully goats. "Gruff, rough and tough, I've had enough," he said aloud. He thought and he thought. But what can one little ogre do? What? Scritch, scratch went his fingers. Tip, tap went his toes. Scritch, scratch. And then snip, snap, snip. He snapped his warty fingers and his thumb. I've got it. Little ogre splashed over to the far side of the bridge, and he called loudly after the 3rd bully goat. "Yoo-hoo, tough! The tallest grass is usually the tastiest." Little ogre had remembered something. There were some baby animals in the tall grass who did not need his protection at all. Now, what baby animals could that be that don't need his protection? They're skunks. Oh no, they're getting smacked around by the biggest bully goat. Sure enough, the 3rd bully goat wasted no time in prancing straight to the tallest grass in the meadow, uprooting wildflowers as he went, and suddenly he spotted the 4 furry baby skunks, and he stopped short. In other words, he stopped quickly. And then, with a gleam in his eye, he butted 1, 2, 3, 4 skunks, head over paws, whoa, 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 tumbling them across the grass. "Oh, I'm bad!" he exclaimed. And then he called, "Hey, Gruff, Ruff, come over here." And as Gruff and Ruff ran to join their brother, the 3rd bully goat chanted, "I'm tough. And I'm really tough. And you're all just balls of fluff. Now stop." But before he could finish his rhyme, look what happened. The skunks, look what they're doing. Before he could finish his little song, the skunks brushed themselves off and they squealed, "Should we use our stuff?" They turned their backsides to the 3 goats, raised up their tails, and laughed. What a smell, what a stench. What a way to pay those bullies back. They are not happy. Look how big their eyes are. His mouth is hanging open and his tongue is hanging out. They do not look happy, but the baby animals, they're very happy. The little skunks laughed their stinky heads off, and all the animals in the meadow joined in, laughing and chanting, "Hip, hip, hooray! We called their bluff. So long, bully goats, gruff, rough, and tough." They're all so happy now. And the 3 smelly bully goats, They were so embarrassed, they galloped madly out of the meadow, across the bridge, and maybe as far as Brazil, never to bully anyone again. Oh, high five. And there go the three goats right there to end our story. And I hope you liked it.